Hello legends, welcome back to the channel and thank you for being here. No Focus today, no Mustang today because we're going to start another project. I thought long and hard about this channel and the things that I do on this channel for you, and most of them tend to be long-term projects, working on small bits on the car at a time. But what about if I started a video series about doing a car quickly and cheaply without spending weeks on end fixing things before it gets on the road? So that's what this video series is going to be about. Picture this, right? Maybe you're young, maybe you don't have funds put away to buy an expensive car. You just want something cheap but respectful to drive around in. Carry a couple of your friends around, maybe your sporting gear or your tools. Something cheap, affordable, that you can get on the road real fast and not be a laughing stock. But chances are, if you don't have a lot of money, you're not gonna buy anything cool, especially in today's car market. I don't know if you've paid attention, but used cars have gone through the roof. So if you don't have a big budget, like this series won't, well then you might have to look at some car options that are out of the box. And that's what I try to do here. I try to stay away from the mainstream popular cars. Look, I'm not gonna just keep talking about it. It's right out there, so let me show you. Well, this is Australia, so I bought a ute, the cheapest, crappiest ute I could find. What have I done? Okay, so this is what people call a car with good bones. And what that usually means is with a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of money, you could probably turn something really, really terrible into something really, really good. Now, it's not so bad. Okay, it's a little bit bad. There's rust. There's plenty of rust, but I'm hoping I can save it. And like I said, this is a cheap project. This is a cheap build series that we're going to try to do fast, quick, and hopefully do it in a way that will make this a respectable car. Now, in terms of a car, it's a ute, but what it actually is a Ford Courier. Now, if you don't know what a Ford Courier is, it's basically a Mazda B series, a Mazda B 2200 that's been rebadged by Ford. Back in the day, Ford and Mazda had a deal going where they shared technology, they shared cars, and this car was one of those. So this isn't the cleanest or best Ford Courier or Mazda B 2200 you're going to see, but that's what happens when you pay a couple of $100 for a car. It's got plenty of battle scars. I think it's been used as a farm truck at one point in its life. In fact, it's still got some of Farmer Joe's last load in it, but that's okay. We're gonna see if we can try to save this thing. It's never going to be a SEMA showpiece, but it's pretty cool, right? I mean, it's a bit of a survivor, if anything. With the rust, I'm hoping that this stuff will be able to help us out. I'll be using a lot of this from what I can tell, but again, a lot of this is pretty solid. I've got some cheese holes over here, but all in all, that's all the rust holes that I can see. Most of this stuff is superficial, so even that there, that looks terrible, I think we'll sand back and clean up quite nicely. So anyway, besides the appearance of this truck, which obviously needs quite a bit of work, let's take a look at the interior. I've already wrapped the seat in a blanket because, well, to be quite honest with you, this thing has a massive hole in the driver's seat. Again, plenty of miles on this thing. There's 320,000 Ks on this car, so what's that in miles? I think it's roughly 200,000 miles, so it's seen some work, which means the interior has seen some work. Now, the seat is absolutely shot. I'll show you a couple of clips of me already taking this seat out of here and covering it up. The hole is really bad. So for the time being, it looks like we got the car from New Mexico, but that's okay, because that beats sitting on that cruddy old fabric. Eek. Besides that, everything is pretty good in here. Everything cleaned up quite nicely. I spent a bit of time cleaning up the interior of this car. I didn't bother making videos about cleaning out the interior of this. Obviously, you know how to clean one. There's an aftermarket wheel on it, which came with the car, as well as this aftermarket shifter knob, a aftermarket stereo, which looks like a throwback from the early 2000s. But all in all, the interior itself is quite clean. It's scrubbed up pretty well. Not too bad at all, considering this thing has 200,000 miles on it. There's a few little problems with the dash, which has obviously seen better days. So, you know, we might do something about that. All in all though, not too bad in here. The outside is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But the actual driving experience is all right. Now, one thing I absolutely love about these old cars is the fact that they drive really well. Even this crappy old truck is actually really fun to drive. And the reason for that is there is nothing that is power assisted on this. The steering wheel is directly connected to your front wheels. There's no power steering, so you feel every little thing on the road. There's no electronics or gizmos to get in the way. It's obviously a stick, so you're rowing your own gears. There's a certain charm about this old car. There's no gizmos. It's basically you, a steering wheel, and the front tires. So while this thing is as slow as hell, it's actually a hoot to drive. It really is. So that's one of the reasons why I thought this might be a cool little budget project that we can do cheaply and quickly. Let's see if we can make this thing look okay. Respectable. Cool even. At the moment, I feel like I should be wearing my overalls and my straw hat with a couple of bales of hay in the back, but maybe this could be a cool thing. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a shot. I have to be honest with you, I'm a little scared. It seems like a lot of work, but this channel is about cars. It's about working on cars, and I see no reason why this car wouldn't fit on this channel. All right, let's pop the hood and look at all this power. So this is a B2200 engine. It's a Mazda engine. A lot of people who know these trucks know that this is a pretty good little engine. Not a lot of power at all. It's not made to win any races, but it is super reliable. In fact, it could be argued that it's more reliable than the bigger engine that came with these cars, the 2600, which is known to have warped heads and cause blown head gaskets. This one, on the other hand, 200,000 miles, no issues whatsoever. I'm not a fan of all these vacuum lines under here, all this air intake, but there are carby conversion kits, Holy carbs, that you can get for these, or Weber carbs I think they are. I'll have to have a good look. But overall, a great little engine, and just look at the amount of room in this engine bay. It just screams for an engine conversion, doesn't it? But of course, that's not something you can do on a budget. But if that's something you'd like to see, maybe down the road we could maybe look at that as an option. I don't know, let me know. But anyway, a cool little truck. I've already cleaned up this engine bay, as you can see. It's quite clean in here, and I've done a few jobs which I'll post some videos up about later on. The radiator I've changed. I've done a timing belt job on it. I've also changed spark plugs, HT leads. I've changed the water pump and a few hoses. So all in all, running great. Really, the engine, the reliability of this truck is great, and that's one of the reasons why I bought it. A few $100, runs like a champ. It looks like a total piece of crap, but the reliability is there. And as long as we can fix the cosmetics and get this thing looking respectable, we could be driving down the street in a cool little truck for hundreds of dollars. I think it's worth a try, so I'm gonna give it a try. So I think the obvious place to start will be the bodywork, but to be frank with you, this bed is way too much for me to tackle to start with. So what I might do is start in the front. There's a few little rust spots in the front here, like on the bonnet there. I think that'll be a good test to see how strong this metal is, how thick it is, whether it's going to be restorable. And then if I have any luck with doing that, I'll move on to the roof, the doors, and then I'll tackle this absolute behemoth project of the rear tray. So look, plenty to do in terms of cosmetics, so I think that's where I'll start. I'll get the body done, and then after that, work on the interior. I'll get the stance of this thing looking right. Obviously, it's quite elevated in the back and low in the front at the moment, and that's sort of my doing. These torsion bars are adjustable, and what I've done is I've wound them down to get a better ride height, but you can't do that to the rear. So now I've got this massive rake going on, but I'm going to put some lowering blocks on this thing, and I'm going to record that so that if you ever need to lower your truck, you can see that you can do it too at home, and hopefully my video helps you out. Alright, look, enough chit chat, I better get to work. I'm going to start looking at the paint and how bad this rust really is, and generally speaking, just getting on with it. This will be quite the adventure. Make sure you subscribe so that you can see when the next video is out, and I hope we can turn this crappy little beater truck into something cool. There's a lot to do.